All right, guys. Everybody knows this is a big challenge this week. Offensively, they've got a great quarterback, very diverse receivers that cause problems in different areas. They've got a running back can catch the ball out of the backfield, can run between the tackles, and has got great speed on the outside. Defensively, it all starts with Aaron Donald. Probably one of the more premier, or probably the most premier defensive player in the National Football League. They've got good linebackers, two good corners that can cover. Their safeties like to get physical and be at the point of attack. And their outside linebackers are good rushers. So we've got our work cut out for us. Special teams wise, they're well coached. They have every fake known to man. So we have to make sure we're on our P's and Q's with that, and do what we can on Sunday. So, any questions?
David still going to be out today?
Njoku? Yes, I believe so.
Are you back today?
We're still kind of playing it by ear. We have some guys out of practice today. Kirko will be out today. Chris Hubbard's out today. Larry Ogunjobi's probably not going to practice today. And Morgan Burnett, and we've already mentioned David. But we'll see how those progress during the course of the week.
So Higgins is back.
Higgins is back, yeah.
Setback.
Limited type role. Limited type. We'll see where he's at today. He's going to be out there practicing today. We'll see how he is.
How much do you think Baker, well known their chemistry, he moves the chains. Did that contribute to your third down situation right now, Higgins not being out there, you think?
We like good football players. We feel like Higgs is a good football player. So, the key right now is to form those relationships with several people.
Freddie, you were saying yesterday that you want to get the ball out of Baker's hands quicker, and the numbers show he's holding it onto it longer than he did last season. Is that to help him avoid more hits, to find a rhythm, and then what does that entail? RPO, him being more decisive, taking what the defense gives you, and you mentioned changing up some play calling too.
Yeah, we did some RPOs last year. We were successful with them. We've done some this year. We were successful with them. Getting the ball out of your hands quicker is not necessarily it could be just the read that he's going through, the progression. It could be more precise routes. It could be, different areas present different problems, and we're just trying to rectify all that.
So you see kind of like a bunch of different things contributing to
No
that.
doubt.
He said after the game that he needs to take more checkdowns. Do you agree with that? Have you noticed he's kind of passing some of those up to look for other things?
I think, yeah. I mean, anytime a checkdown's there, we encourage to throw the ball to our backs, and he understands. He understands the dilemma. Baker does a good job of understanding the whole concept of the things, and he'll get better at it, just as I'll get better at calling him better plays.
Obviously, you want him to get rid of the ball quicker no matter what, but how much more important is it given you said it all starts defensively there, Donald, with the two-time defensive player of the year?
We've got it's a tremendous challenge for our guys up front to keep him under wraps and make the disruption that he causes, put that on a very minuscule level. Of course, it all starts with protection. Everything we do starts with protection. So they've got a tremendous challenge on their hands. And it's not just him. They've got two edge rushers, Matthews and Dante Fowler, and then they bring in other guys that can get after a passer. So, we've got our work cut out for us.
More challenging is planning for Donald because he moves around all the time as opposed to some guys are mostly in one spot. Does that make it that much more challenging?
Well, you're looking at Coach Phillips. I mean, he's been in the league for a long time and been successful everywhere he's been, and he does a tremendous job of moving him around so you can't pinpoint, so you can't help with him all the time, and stuff like that. So, of course, the scheme creates problems, but this game's about the players, and he would probably be the first to tell you that.
Why do you think that, Donald is so good at the size he is? He's not a very big guy for a defensive lineman.
Yeah, his speed, his quickness, his reaction, and then I mean he doesn't play small all the time either. I mean if you try to jump out on him and quick set him and all that, he can get you with power. Speed to power is pretty good. He's almost rushing like an end most of the time.
What do you know about JoJo Natson?
I saw Aaron Donald in Mobile defeat the center on one-on-ones, defeat the center. He moved out the three technique. He beat the guard and then moved out the end and beat the tackle. So, you know, he's been a good player for a long time, and he continues to get better. So we got our work cut out for us there. Sorry.
What do you know about JoJo Natson, their punt returner?
I know he creates problems. If he gets the ball in his hands, he can take it the distance. They do an excellent job blocking for him. You know, they've been one of the better special teams units over the past probably 10 years, even when we were playing them in Arizona, when they were still in St. Louis even. So they've been a good special teams unit. They're very well coached. I think Sean does a great job of emphasizing that. So, you know, we've got to make sure we cover.
Freddie, calling plays as the head coach is a new experience for you, even though you got a taste of it in preseason. After 2 games, how do you think the operation is going? Are you making adjustments as you go, or you feel you've got it down?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. It hasn't been any problems really. It's not calling the plays. It's you know, I've got to do a better job of putting our guys in better situations, and that happens Monday through Sunday. That's about all I have to say about that.
When you said on that call yesterday you thought the offensive line was better against the Jets, what precisely do you think they did better?
Well, I thought our right tackle played better, Hub played better, our left tackle played better. I thought inside they handled some of the things that Greg presented, but I just think overall they played better. They blocked pretty well for the run. Not a whole lot of pressure, but when they did bring pressure, I thought we balled it up pretty good. You know.
Freddie, I know every game is different. Defenses are going to give you different challenges. Is there a ideal percentage you're looking for in a run-pass balance?
You know, we'd like to run the ball when we can run the ball. You know, I've never been into percentages. If we're having success running the ball, I'd like to run the ball a lot more, you know. Yeah, I don't know about percentages. Everybody always talks about balance, you know, 50-50 or whatever, but we'd like to be that because we've got a very good player at running back. But, you know, no, I don't really give much thought into percentages, you know.
You want to give Nick more touches?
I'd love to give Nick more touches.
Would that include having him on the field more on third downs in certain situations?
It would, yep.
Freddie, you went,
Or it could.
a lot more different personnel groupings in the second game. Is that a goal going forward even more so? And then Njoku with his injury, how much does that limit what you can do?
It's definitely, you know, David's a good player, so he definitely him, you know, being limited right now or whatever presents problems for us. But, you know, this game in the National Football League is about attrition. So you have to deal with it on your side, and other teams do as well. So we'll get the next guy in there, and we'll make sure he knows what to do. And you know, when somebody goes down, it's another opportunity for someone else. So we'll see how it goes. But
The Rams' diversity at receiver, how does that challenge your back end of your defense?
well, I think you know what they're different. They're very good from the standpoint of they've got guys that can win inside with option routes and choices routes. They do a great job schematically of setting rubs and picks for those guys to get them free and get them open. So they understand that concept of the game, and then they've got speed that they can get down the field on you also. So when you have any kind of combination like that, it's going to present problems for you because if you got speed, you're off coverage. You want to be off coverage, and if they're running inside routes and quick type routes, then you need tighter coverage. So, you know, I'm very impressed on how patient they are, and they get the ball out and get it in the guys' hands that can make plays with the ball.
What have you noticed from Denzel in the first 2 games? It seems like he hasn't played like he did last year.
I think Denzel's continuing to try to get better. You know, he was better in the second game than he was in the first, and that's what I want to see. I want to see a gradual increase in his competitive nature on playing the ball and being around the ball. And the more you're around the ball, the more plays you're able to make. So I thought he did a better job this week, and I expect better from him this week than I did the previous week, starting today.
Sorry about that. Myles Garrett has stated that he would like to be NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He knows that road kind of goes through Aaron Donald, who you just mentioned as, you know, maybe the premier defensive player in the NFL. Do you see Myles as like right up there with Aaron, and do you like the fact that he's setting a goal such as that?
I want Myles to be as good as he can possibly be. Whatever that happens, I don't think he should set any limitations on himself, and I think he should just go out, play the game the best that he can play the game, and that starts with every rep. Play that. You know, he did a good job last week of putting pressure on the quarterback. You know, we just got to clean up those penalties, and we're on our way there.
Do you think after you saw that second hit on Trevor, right after the game, you thought it was a good call? Did you still think that was the right call?
You know, I mean, those guys have to make a decision on those calls quickly. So I know that we can do things to help our chances of that not getting called. So I would rather focus on us than what they call. We can't affect what they call, you know.
Have to lower the strike zone a little bit, you think? Does Myles?
I think the NFL's done a good job of really explaining where the strike zone is, and we may not have been there.
Is tempo something that's on the table for you guys, not just in 2-minute warning drills?
Yeah, it's always on the table. I'm not telling you if we're going to do it, but it's always on the table.
Would it be hard for Myles to clean up the penalties, or is it just an adjustment in tackling?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of decision making. It's a little bit of you know, cleaning up the strike zone, and some of it's just making a conscious decision of, is this right or wrong, erring on the side of the latter, you know?
That, I mean, it's totally against his personality, but that the reputation that from the first couple games is, you know, getting out there, that it's not true, but, you know, it's getting out there about him.
Well, I would hope that everybody involved would go off what they see and not what the perception is, and and just go off what reality is, what they see in that very moment. I think a lot of times, even in, you know, you just got to go off what you see. Not just because somebody says something doesn't make it accurate. And you know, the first 2 games is what they were, but he's got to have an opportunity and a chance to get better and improve at that. I don't want him to lose his aggressiveness at all.
What impresses you about Goff's game?
Goff? You know, he can make all the throws. He's very accurate. You know, usually he's got a pretty clean pocket to throw from. So yeah, just overall his decision making, his quickness in those decision making, and you know, when he does throw the ball, he's pretty accurate.
I know we talked a lot last year about Baker having his eyes right. He mentioned it again last week that he needs to do a better job with that. How can he get better from week to week doing it?
Again, I think I need to do a better job for him of getting his eyes right and giving him opportunities to do that.
I know the Rams do this a lot. I think, you know, I saw you guys doing a lot Monday night, taking those outside receivers and kind of moving them closer to the formation. Mm-hmm. What kind of problems can that cause, especially for corners who are more used to playing on the outside?
Well, you when you condense a formation, you can also take those guys and they cross quicker. So they get cross. You set picks, you set rubs quicker. It develops quicker. And then you can also run them from inside and outside and create horizontal separation on defenses, you know. a lot of people like to talk about stretching the field vertically, but you can also stretch the field horizontally, which is just as good, because when you do that, you create seams and creases inside because you don't have but so many coverage guys inside. So yeah, I think that forms problems. You can do both from that alignment, basically.
Gillen was the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. How impressed have you been with his start after 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing a good job. I mean, he had 5 balls inside the 20 the other day, which is a great starting point for our defense. But what it also does is gives us, if we go out and make a stop, it gives us great starting position offensively. So, special teams, they understand how important they are to our success, and Jamie certainly understands that, and he's been doing a great job. And our kicker was 4 for 4 too. So, yeah, come on, man, give him some love.
Cyber has kicked for you too since that missed extra point.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of, it's not about what you've done; it's about what you are going to do, and that's what we expect out of him. We just want it through the uprights. He's doing a good job of. Those guys kind of get lost in the shuffle sometimes of working and trying to get better, and they're doing the same thing everybody's doing. They're doing the same thing as our tackle, our quarterback, our safety. They're doing the same thing. They're out there trying to get better every day. Also, they're always working on something.
Jarvis was returning kicks a lot Monday night. Should we expect more of that? And did you kind of like what you saw from him?
I don't know. Are you asking a secret or what? I did like what I saw from him. I think Jarvis is aggressive. I like people being aggressive in fielding the ball. So yeah, you may see him again sometime down the road.
You mentioned good guys. How about Dontrell Hilliard? What's his?
Dontrell should be back. Did we get it? Okay. It was just kind of a formality or whatever this morning, so he's back. He's back.
Attention paid to your offensive line during camp and the right guard position. How good did it feel to throw on the tape for Monday night and see both of your guards get to second level on that Chubb touchdown run?
The one thing that those guys will do is they will finish down the field, and I was very impressed. And those are touchdown blocks, of finishing down the field, securing the first level, and reading up to their next level. And they did an excellent job of that. To answer your question, I was very happy to see it.
One last thing is nothing new on the right, the third tackle.
No, not yet. You got any ideas?